New York City, 1949. A man is having dinner with two important clients. He reaches for his wallet to pay the check. It's not there. No cash, no card, nothing. He has to call his wife and ask her to bring money in front of the two men he's trying to impress. That one humiliating dinner is the reason 190 million Americans are now sitting on $1.3 trillion of credit card debt. The man's name was Frank McNamara. He wasn't a banker or an inventor. He ran a small company that helped people pay off loans. That night, embarrassed at the table, he made himself a promise. This was never happening again, to him or to anyone else. A few months later, he walked back into that same restaurant. This time, he pulled out a small cardboard card. No cash, no check, just a card and a promise to pay later. The restaurant took it. He called it Diners Club. The idea was almost stupidly simple. Cardholders could eat at 27 partner restaurants in New York without paying on the spot. One bill arrived at the end of the month, covering everything. No interest, no debt trap, just convenience. In its first year, 20,000 people signed up. Restaurants loved it too. People who paid with the card spent more because they weren't watching cash leave their hand in real time. It worked, and someone much bigger was watching. In 1958, Bank of America decided this shouldn't just belong to diners in New York. They wanted every household in America carrying one. So they did something that sounds almost illegal today. In one city, Fresno, California, they mailed out 60,000 credit cards, live, already activated, to people who never asked for one. Open your mailbox, and there's a working credit card inside, tied to your name, whether you wanted it or not. It was called the Fresno Drop, and it became the blueprint for how BankAmericard, the card that eventually became Visa, ended up in nearly every wallet in the country. Here's the part most people never get told. When banks designed the credit card bill, they didn't just add an option to pay a small amount instead of the full balance. They calculated that minimum payment deliberately, low enough that people would choose it almost every time, and slow enough that the balance would barely move. Pay only the minimum on an average balance today, and it can take over 15 years to pay it off, while you hand over more in interest than you originally borrowed. That's not a side effect, that's the business model. The card invented to save one man from embarrassment became an industry that profits when people carry debt for as long as possible. The average American household now carries about $6,500 in credit card debt. Multiply that across 190 million people, and you land right back on that $1.3 trillion number from the start of this video. All of it traces back to one man, one dinner, and one moment of not wanting to feel embarrassed in front of his clients. Frank McNamara forgot his wallet exactly once. Now, most of us can't imagine leaving the house without one.